live. All right, so we're recording. Live video is also done, and we are live. All right, awesome sauce. Now, James, welcome, mate. Welcome, welcome. Been a while.
Thank you very much.
We have been talking for a while, trying to get you in here.
I know.
Super, super good to have you, mate. Now, we're going to do a bit of education session today for people. So if anyone's watching
Yeah.
this live, we're now live on the Facebook group. The Zoom link should be down below. If you want to click on that, come and join us on Zoom live. If you want to ask James any questions, he is a fountain of JHL knowledge. So definitely jump in and ask any questions there. So James, to give you the big intro, mate, we always do this now. We go to ChatGPT and ask them about the person who's coming on and
Oh
see what they
dear.
say. Would you like your
Oh.
ChatGPT intro? It's pretty
I
good, mate.
guess.
It's
Okay, okay.
it's pretty good. So, hey everyone, welcome to this exciting Facebook Live session. Thrilled to have you join us and dive into one of the most powerful tools in high level trigger links. So today's session isn't just about automation and conversions. We're going to get up close and personal with our special guest, James Hurst. So for those who don't know James yet, so let me give you a quick introduction. So James is a seasoned entrepreneur, marketing expert, high-level power user, has been making waves in the digital marketing space. With years of experience in automation, SaaS, and affiliate marketing, he's built a reputation as a go-to expert for agencies looking to scale smarter, not harder. So not only is James an expert in high level, but he's also been a driving force in helping agencies and entrepreneurs leverage automation for better results. Whether you've seen him on his YouTube channel, The Marketing Show, big plug for that, mate. People should definitely join
Thank
that.
you.
Or caught one of his in-depth breakdowns on how to build a successful high level business. There's a wealth of knowledge to share. So today, mate, what we're going to cover is a few things. So we're going to go through trigger links, and we're also going to go through a bit of personal stuff about how you got started with high level, any expert advice from beginners looking to make an impact. We'll talk a little bit about affiliate versus SaaS. What's the right model?
Yeah.
Biggest challenges being an online entrepreneur? Definitely a few of those for us. And then, should you start a YouTube channel in
Mm.
2025? So, welcome, mate. Did ChatGPT do a good job?
Yeah, yeah, not bad, not bad.
Not bad.
You
And
have to wonder where it got its source information. It could be the YouTube channel or maybe my website, but yeah, I'll
it's
take
your
that.
your website, your LinkedIn channel, your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And mate, you are a bit of a serial entrepreneur and an affiliate marketer. So if we can just explain it, I mean that's like the ChatGPT summary, right? But behind all that, there is a cool human there, James, family man as well. 5 kids, mate.
That's true. Still have 5 kids.
5 kids. How are you still alive? I have one. And like,
Well,
love them.
my wife's a stay-at-home mom, so the kids are in school, and so right now we just have the one daughter at home. But yeah, there's been some busy seasons in life for
Mate,
sure.
for sure. Like it's definitely challenging. Like even like people say anyway, like with one, there's a challenge there because like you become their best friend, like their playmate, because they don't have siblings to play with.
Yeah, so you got to
But
have two. You got to have at least have two.
yeah, no, that time has passed for us, mate.
Yeah,
But mate, that keeps you very busy. So yeah, busy man, very busy man, family, kids, do a lot of speaking engagements. You go around, you travel to various conferences for high level.
yeah.
You got an Affiliate Bronze Award. You
Hmm.
were the two-time ClickFunnels Dream Car winner. You have your marketing show, YouTube channel. We'll make sure that we put a link with that. Guys, if you are not connected to James, make sure you follow him on Facebook, follow his YouTube channel. James, you have personally helped me out multiple times in the high level Facebook group anyway. And I've said, how do you do this? And James gone, this is what you want. This is go here, click that, right? So definitely follow James along. Um, you were AWS certified, mate. When I was looking up your stuff, I did
Oh yeah,
remember I did remember reading that a while ago. So I used to have an AWS consultancy, mate, and you were one of the AWS techie guys, right? Not in my consultancy, but and that's why you say like using high level is like child's play for you after learning AWS
yeah, yeah.
because
AWS is a beast. Programming itself is a beast. So yeah, I kind of did have some of that software development background, but I didn't really enjoy being in the code, deep in the code. So
yeah,
coming out to the high level workflows, and that's where I like to hang out.
yeah, very cool, mate. 'Cause, yeah, like I say, if you can code stuff or if you can put together an AWS infrastructure and code stuff through there, like Workflows, mate. Honestly, like people think they're hard, not for you. And then you've had various other things as well. Like you had a window cleaning business. You've created a bunch of products. I know you've got things for
Yeah.
your church. I think it's your church. You do sacrament trays and stuff like that. That's a big
Yeah,
part
I
of your
did
life
that
as well.
during the pandemic. I did some I got into 3D printing during the pandemic. I'm no longer really doing that right now, but 3D printing was a fun side quest, you could say.
Awesome, awesome, mate. So you have, like, I guess the point is you've got a lot going on, right? So thank you very
Mm,
much for taking the time to come on today and share a bit of that precious time with us as well, mate. I appreciate it.
my pleasure.
So, you were going to go through and do a bit of a teach today on trigger links. So,
Yeah,
did you have we haven't discussed too much of this beforehand, but did you want to go through? You were going to share your screen. You said do a little bit of a teachable thing.
yeah.
I can hand over to you, mate, and let you run through. And if we have any questions in between, or anyone's got any questions on the live, or if anything comes up that I've got a question on, we'll ask as we go through, mate, if that's okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think trigger links are pretty cool. I think it's something that maybe some people haven't are not using to the fullest, and there's quite a bit to unpack here. Can you guys see my screen?
We can, looking at the Zoom page at the moment. There we go.
All right. How are we doing now? Okay.
Yep.
So, guys, on trigger links. So basically, what is a trigger link? If you're completely brand new to this, it's a special type of link and it's unique to each contact. Okay, so it's a unique to each contact, and that link knows whether or not it's been clicked on, and so you can basically key automations off of these links, and you can trigger workflows off of them. Okay, so and there's really four steps that you need to consider every time you're getting involved with trigger links. Okay, so and where you go to find them is I'm here in my one of my high level accounts, and what I do is I'll go to marketing, I'll go to trigger links, and go to links here. Okay, you can see I've got bunches of them. Right now, there's only two things that you are required to make a link. One is the name, and the other one is the URL. And you might ask yourself, well, I don't know what URL to put here if I want to make one. Um, so what the name of it is kind of what meaning are you going to give to this link? Okay, and we're going to go through a bunch of different examples. Hopefully, if I give you enough examples of how I'm using them and how others are using them, then you can start to see where it fits into your business. Okay, so um, let's say someone shows up to an appointment. Let's say you have an appointment reminder sequence. Afterwards, you could say, hey, did they show up? Yes, they did. No, they didn't. I'll click one link if they did show up. I'll click another link if they didn't. Okay. Let's say someone has submitted a form. Let's say I'm doing a hiring process. So they've given me their name, they've given me a little Loom video. I can say, I can click a link that says, yes, I'm interested in hiring this person or putting them to the next round in the process. Or, no, I'm not. Let's go ahead and send them a rejection letter. Okay. One of the cool things that I've never yet taught on until today and I've seen HighLevel do this, is it's a one-click webinar registration. Okay, so imagine you have 1,000 contacts in your HighLevel, and you say, "Hey, I want you to, if you are interested in registering for this event, just click this link." They don't need to go to the event page, fill out their name and their email, their phone number again, and sign up for the event. They can just do a one-click registration. And I figured that out today, how that is pulled off, and it's pretty slick. So again, the four things that you need is the meaning you're going to give to the link. So what does this mean? If I click this, what does that mean? That's basically the name. And then the other thing is, where is this going to go? And you can see here, I put here google.com. So you can actually send these to Google. The other thing you got to consider is so basically they're going to click on a link, right? And it's going to take them to a web page. It's got to go to a valid URL. Okay. And if it's internal, if it's me clicking on it or someone on my team and it doesn't really need to look that pretty, then something like this, very, very simple web page, your response has been recorded. That's all it does. So here's a few examples. So here's the bounty hunters. Your response has been recorded. All it does is you click on a link, it opens a web page, and then in the background, it can kick off different automations. So that means that in order for you to make your trigger link, first you have to go and make a web page, usually. Okay. So we talked about this idea of the registering for an event. So what I did was I went ahead and made let's just say Valentine's is coming up, right? I don't know how big Valentine's is. Valentine's very big there in Australia?
If you ask my wife, yes. And thanks for reminding me
Okay.
because God, that's coming up on Friday.
That is coming up soon. Okay, so what I did is I went ahead and I just made a very simple web page. Okay. What I like to do is find my most simple page and then just duplicate it. So I duplicated a web page and I called it Valentine's. And you'll see how simple this is. Congrats. And then I was actually playing with this idea of the first name. Could I somehow pass the first name variable in there? You are registered for the Valentine's event on February 18th or 14th at 8 p.m. So very simple page. Okay. So now I can go and create a trigger link that points to that page. So when I send them an email and they want to do a one-click registration, it will open up that page. It'll say that they're registered. Okay. So let's go do that together real quick. So step one is to create the web page where it's going to go. Now, like I said, if it's internal, it can be very basic. It doesn't have to be pretty. And also, like, let's say it's a yes response or a no response. You can use the same page. That's why I use something very generic. Response recorded. Doesn't matter if it was yes or no. Valentine's it just needs a web page to go to. So let's go ahead and make a trigger link together. So we'll go to trigger links. We'll go to add a link, and we're going to say register for February 14th event, and we will put the new link there. Okay. And hit save. Now, this is kind of cool. My one little claim to fame is that these link keys, they were not there like 2 months ago. And I've been fighting for like a year to get this. But basically, this is like the little code that you would use if you ever wanted to send this trigger link in an email or a text. That's the one thing about trigger links is that you couldn't just put that link on a web page, right? I can't just come and put it on a web page. That link needs to be sent through the system because the contact, the system knows each contact, and it's going to generate, like I said, a unique link specifically for that contact. Okay. But this is the key that you'll use to send that email out. And there's other ways of getting it as well, but this is the easiest way. So we just made this new trigger link. Okay. Which means that it's going to show up throughout the system in places where we can basically we want to send that email and say, hey, click on this link. So we said there was 4 things. So 1 is you got to have a place for it to go. 2 is you have to give it some meaning, what it means when they click on that. And let me reference. So number 3 is you need to automate what happens when they click the link. Okay. So now we're talking about 2 workflows that need to be made. Okay. So we're going to go make a workflow. So I can't imagine every time you create a trigger link, you ought to be saying to yourself, well, what do I want to happen when that thing gets clicked? So when someone clicks that link, it means they just registered for my February 14th event. Okay. So the trigger is trigger link clicked. So I'm going to make a new trigger. It's trigger link clicked. And then you have to filter down and pick which one. Okay. So register for the February 14th event is the name of that one. And then I might just be more specific here. Okay. Well, what do we want? What do we want to happen when they click that link? We could probably send them an email at a minimum, right? Well, we also might want to start dripping out reminders. So let's go ahead and set the event start date. Let's go ahead and say that it's going to be on February 14th at 8 p.m. Okay. So that's when that thing is, and we'll maybe drip out some emails. But as soon as they register, let's go ahead and send them an email saying, congrats, you're registered. Okay. So from James, etc. First name, you are registered. Okay. And then the body of the email. Okay. So now we have the trigger link is clicked for this. That's the third thing. We can save and publish this. But now we need to actually send an email out to the people, right? And let's go ahead and show you how that would work. So this is my one-click registration for Valentine's event. Okay. So I have just one little I have one little email that's going to go out, and I'm going to use the trigger link. So, hi James, you're invited to the Valentine's event February 14th at 8 p.m. Click here to register. So this is how you actually call or use a trigger link. So you go right here to the little what's that called? The little electricity icon.
Lightning bolt.
Lightning. So go to trigger links there, and then you would click register for the February 14th, or the other one is a Valentine's. You just click it, and you see there's those variables. That's what we showed you there before, the link key. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and send this. Let's go ahead and send this here. So let me just tell you too, so that if you use it raw like this, it's going to come through and look a little bit, it's going to have little funny characters at the end. If you want to clean that up, then you just take this here and you basically wrap it in HTML. So click on it like this, click here to register. And that will, when that comes through there like that, it will be cleaner. And I can show you how that looks. Okay, so let's undo that. So what we'll do is we will actually put a test contact through this.
Are you going to show how you can white label to your domain for the trigger links as well, James?
I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
definitely. So I'll be address that in just a second here.
sure.
So I'm going to send an email. So we have those 4 steps. Where's that page going to go? I got to make that page in advance. I got to know what that trigger link means. And then I've got to make a workflow of what I want it to do when it's clicked. Maybe I want to add a tag. Maybe I want to send an email. Maybe I want to move them in the opportunities. If maybe there's a pipeline, a job hiring pipeline, maybe send a rejection letter, send a welcome letter, what I want it to do when it clicks. And then I need to actually send those trigger links to the different people, and you might use an automation for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and push this guy through. Okay. OJ Hurst, you're invited to the Valentine's event. Now, see here, this is the exact same link. In one of these, I used the hyperlink to kind of keep it clean. The other one, I let it be kind of raw, right? And what Gary was saying about the white label domain is that this is the API domain that is set up in my company settings. Okay. And you can see the funny characters there. But if I click on this, like I said, one click registration, right? Now I didn't have to fill out a form. I didn't have to put my name and email and phone number in to register. It's just, okay, I'm registered. That should kick off an automation. And look at that. Congrats, you're registered for the Valentine's event. And then this could proceed to put them into a drip sequence. It's 24 hours out. It's tonight. It's 30 minutes away, the location, everything like that. Okay. So let's go and look at where you set up this API domain. That is going to be in the company settings. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this API domain. Go HighLevel. And I look at that. There's one of my videos on the difference between the API domain and the white label domain. That's the marketing show. But basically, you can do it at the agency level here. And you go to your agency settings right here, switch to agency view. And then you go to settings. And then under API domain, you have to add a record, a DNS record like this, links brand.ludicrous.cloud. You might do this in like Cloudflare, DreamHost, GoDaddy. It's going to be a CNAME. Okay.
And
And
you can call that what you want, right? So you can call it, you've got API
yeah,
dot domain,
I've
you
got
can call it
API.
links dot. And I would just say to
Yeah,
people, just think about what you're putting there to try and make sure that it's doesn't look like a spammy link. You know what I mean?
right,
Like you
right.
don't want it to look like you're phishing, basically, when you think about
And
your
yeah,
API domain.
something shorter. And it used to be that all of your clients had to all use that exact same one, but we requested that let's say I have a dentist as a client, it's got nothing to do with my agency necessarily. What if I wanted to, and so now we can actually go to each sub account and can have their own what we're calling a branded domain. But the drawback is that you have to have access to their DNS records, the ability to do that. So, but yeah, that's cool that you can do that now.
When did that come out?
Okay,
I actually didn't know that that was a thing now.
yeah, it's out. It's just like they're just
Yeah,
flying off the shelf with all the updates. But yeah, that is out.
I missed that one.
Yeah. So you guys, let's do a little bit of an advanced. Let's do a little bit of an advanced thing here. Show you how I did this here. So
Can I ask you a question? We've got a question on the
yeah.
live there from Philip.
Oh yeah.
He just says,
Sure.
thank you for this. What's the setup for Zoom attendance using a trigger link?
Yeah, I'll show you that, dude. Let me come circle back to that.
Sure thing.
Um,
Stay tuned, Philip.
yeah. So one of the things I wanted to see is if I could actually pass in some information, because in theory the system knows who that person is because it just sent them a custom trigger link, right? So look, if you take a closer look at this trigger link, I said not only am I going to send you to the Valentine's page, I'm also going to do a query parameter and say first name equals contact.firstname. Okay. I don't know if you noticed that or not. Let's see here. Did you notice that when I went to this link here that it actually passed in my name? You can see it up here in the URL as well.
Mhm.
So just a little bit of personalization. And this is actually, I don't know if this is actually documented or not, but I basically put this first name variable. This is not a merged field. Um, it's actually just a parameter. So if I show you the site where this is being used, I'll show you how I did that. And like I said, I was just kind of playing with it to see if it was possible. And sure enough, it was. So you see how I did that there? So congrats, first name. When I first thought about it, I was tempted to do contact.first name. That's the more common way, but I wasn't getting it like a custom field. I was getting it out of the URL. So that's the way to do that. It's kind of cool that they support that. Another advanced topic is is for those of us that make snapshots, and other people are going to be using our snapshots. Let's say you have a trigger link in your snapshot. Actually determined that you can reference custom values. You don't actually have to put a direct link. So this custom value is a link, and it references that. And sometimes that can be tricky for the software to figure all that out. But HighLevel has made that possible as well. Again, more of an advanced topic, but yeah, it does. Long story short, it does support custom values. Let's talk about the Zoom link. And I actually use this myself. So if I send, what I call it is that basically, let's say I call it wrapping my Zoom link in a trigger link. So if my Zoom URL is zoom.com/James Hurst, well, I'm sorry, that would be the part that goes
other way
here.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, it would go there, and I would say my Zoom link. So instead of giving people my actual Zoom URL, I would give them the special Zoom link URL that I had created as a trigger link. And again, those 4 steps, I've got to send that Zoom link to somebody, but I've also got to make an automation that does something. And it might be as simple as so when the trigger link, my Zoom trigger link clicked. So let me go here and go get that trigger. And we'll go here. Trigger link is Zoom, my Zoom link. And I could just say, let's say it's a webinar, a Zoom webinar. I can, at a minimum, add a tag and say, February 14th webinar, Zoom link clicked, for example. Okay. And maybe if I want to do an internal notification on top of that, just say internal notification, etc. I won't go through that. So basically any link, you can wrap it in a trigger link and then add tags, move it in the pipeline, etc. Right?
Is there a way to do that to actually register them for the webinar? I think you mentioned that at the beginning, what HighLevel are doing.
That was the process I had showed. Now I don't know so much for Zoom.
Yeah, because they're using that for a flow just to put you in and then get you the reminder and stuff, but
Yeah,
actually to get you.
yeah. I don't. I'm thinking more like you have a webinar with a certain start date, and you're backing into it with some reminder sequence.
Yeah.
You might be able to maybe call like a webhook or something and or Zapier or something like that and register them that way.
But the other way we were going before is like that's got them registered into, oh, excuse me, that's got them registered into the reminder sequence, and then you can just send them the
Yeah,
link out on that or on the day. Here's the link. We're going live in
there's
an
the
hour,
link.
all that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep. Another cool, um, another big use case for trigger links, I think, is this idea of your Google reviews, right? The reputation management. So I don't know if I can find, let's see here. Smarter. Yeah. So you know how you would go out to Google for you would like if I was going to have you leave a review on my Google page, I would give you my Google review link, right? So instead of let's see, I know this sub account probably has it.
Try and help you out because
In
we have this in our snapshot that we give away, so I know exactly what you're talking about because it's in the
Yeah,
snapshot that we give to people.
yeah. So instead of just giving them the Google review link, I would give them the I would wrap that Google review link in a trigger link. And you can see right here, we haven't really talked about this situation. There's actually a condition. So so someone says, hey, I'm going to give you a 4 out of 5. And there's the trigger link. That trigger link goes to a Google My Business profile page. And then because these are smart, I can do an if else. I can do a conditional and say, hey, did they even click on this? I don't know for sure if they left a review or not, but we do know if they've clicked on the link or not. If they've clicked on it, maybe we give them a few minutes and we say, "Hey, thanks for leaving a review." We don't really know if they did or not, but if we know that they didn't even click on the link, then we can try again and say something along the lines of following up with them, "Hey, would you be willing to leave that review?" So I did that a few times. You don't want to do it forever, but hey, send a link. Hey, I didn't hear anything. Try again. Maybe try once or twice and then let it be.
Yeah, we use that also to stop the automation from carrying on following up with them because again, we don't know if they've
That's a
clicked the
great
link because
one.
there isn't feedback in, but if they've clicked on the link, we just go
Yep.
under the premise of go, well, they've seen it, they've at least clicked on it if they've
That's
left a
such a great
review.
reminder.
So yeah, we
That's
don't
such a
follow
great
up with them
reminder
after that
because
to annoy them.
yes, so I do that too. So if they click a trigger link, so let's say they did click a trigger link, I have this big long sequence that's going to follow up with them, and let's just let me just pick one of these, not necessarily, but I can quickly just say, hey, if this, I'll tell my customers, hey, once you got this step done, click on this link, and we'll stop bothering you about it. Right. So I can go ahead and pick another workflow and say, um, hey, they clicked that, so let's go ahead and just remove them from this workflow, and we're gonna stop bothering them about
Yeah.
those reminders.
So we can
That's
take them.
another
Yeah, it's
great
already
use
going to
case.
removing them from there. You can also put them into another workflow. Say, oh, they've clicked on
That's
that
right.
link. Let's put them into another workflow or change their stage in the pipeline. Like there's all
Yes.
kinds of things that you can do with that.
So, um, that's really that's really the bulk of it. Yeah. So you could make these pages that they land on if they're like I said, if they're internal, something like this, your response has been recorded. Very simple. You can use it for yes or no, or you can make this really nice. Like you can make it a really nice page for each trigger link, but you don't have to. Um, let's see here. That's about that's about it. Let's see. I'm referencing my notes. What I'll tell you is that um, there's so much that can be automated, but I think of the trigger links as a kind of a pause, a waiting step um, for human intervention. Did they show up? Where a decision's going to be made? Do I want to hire this person or not? Right? Did this person show up to this thing or not? Do I want to one-click webinar registration? Right? This little just clicking on a link that kind of keeps shuffling people down in your workflows. I kind of think of it as a human decision point in your automations,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
anything you can do a custom action off the trigger link
mhm.
can fire that. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's
Michael
basically all I have prepared on that topic. Unless there's any other questions.
Michael was just asking, can you go over the custom value in the snapshot trigger link a bit more in depth?
Sure. Yeah, happy to. Okay. So let's go over here.
And Keith says, thank you for the Valentine's reminder as a bonus to the training on the Facebook Live there, mate. So you could be saving marriages here today as well, James.
Um, okay. So let's go to jameshurst.com. Okay. So let's first of all go to custom values here. So this is the exact example. Um, I am making a snapshot for somebody else, and I know that I don't want to just hard code. I don't want to just hard code a certain URL in there. It's going to be different for every single person that takes the snapshot. And in this case, from an affiliate marketing standpoint, um, so a lot of times, at least in affiliate marketing, there's like, hey, we're going to give you the sequence, and all you have to do is put your affiliate link, and it's in all the different emails and the texts. And so in this situation, my affiliate link was here, and it was more convenient to just change it here in one place, and then they can use the custom value all throughout, including the trigger link. So it's just you could have given instructions to just put your affiliate link when you make your trigger link, but it's more convenient to be able to say, listen, you're going to bring in a snapshot. The best snapshots would say just update these 5 things right here in custom values, and then you should be good to go. Okay.
Yeah, and you can
And
do
so you
that
can
through a
see,
form or all kinds of ways then to onboard them and stuff, can't you? So
yeah, you can see how all of these other ones are actual URLs, but this one, um, we tested it like what we did. We sent an email, tested it, and sure enough, it came through as the expected link. Um, so yeah, it does support custom values for trigger links.
perfect. Very good, mate. Did that answer your question, Michael? Give us a thumbs up, mate. Beautiful.
Okay, I stopped sharing now.
All good.
Back
So
back with you guys.
that's all good. So I think, yeah, like I mean, guess in summary for trigger links, they're just smart links you can put in tied
Smart
to
links.
any lead or lead contact that you send it out to. But you did mention this already, but they only work if they're in an email or an SMS that gets processed out. So you can't put a trigger link on a website page or something like that. It won't work anywhere else, even in a funnel. I remember ages ago, like trying
Mm,
this and like I had a trigger link as like a second step in the funnel and it wouldn't work. And then, onto high level
yeah.
support and they're like, that doesn't work. I was like, damn it, why not? Because that would be helpful.
Now, there
But
might be a hack that could somehow do that, but I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to go there.
yeah, I couldn't
But
find that.
but yeah, for the most part, um it is emails and text.
Yeah.
You can tie them to a button, like the more prettier templates with buttons. They
Yeah.
you can put trigger links in those buttons.
Buttons in an email.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like a hyperlink on a
yeah.
button. Yeah.
Hyperlink on a button.
So yeah, that's all the cool things that we can do with those. So yeah, anything that people want to do in terms of like managing, like what do you want this person to do next? Where do you want them to go in a workflow? Do you want an action? Do you want to take them out of a workflow? Like trigger links are just perfect for all those kind of things.
Yeah.
So very
It's
powerful.
I you can use it for let's see. You can use it internally too, right? Send a trigger link to yourself. I'm trying to think how I do this. Um yeah, I can use it to send trigger links to myself or my team, and they can click on things and remove that contact from the workflow, or I
What?
can mark an invoice as paid or things like that.
Yeah, I'm going to do that now actually for us because we have calendar. We have a showed, no showed sequence for people, for appointments and stuff. And
Yep.
it's been on the to-dos for a while. It's like, okay, we need to make this better because at the moment we just pop back into the calendar, see the person and click showed, no showed, whatever it might be.
Uh
So Carlos, this is going to be your job shortly.
yeah,
We'll just
let me
add that
drop.
to the workflow and
I
have
did a training.
a notification
So
on
show, no
showed,
show,
no
the
show.
marketing. I actually did that that training on a YouTube video. It's
Oh,
right here.
perfect, mate.
Um, so anyone else that wants to go through that
Yeah,
can
because
do
you
that as well.
Yeah, you just because it's one of those, you have to, I'm sure well, you're like us, James, you've got many little projects to bubbling at the back of the brain, and I've just been thinking about that one, going, oh, what's the best way to implement that? We'll do an email or a notification so we can just click on a link rather than going back through and then we don't miss them. Because sometimes I do it as well. Like you're on a call, you go from back to back calls, and then you get to the end, and then something else happens,
Yeah.
and then you don't come back to the calendar to click it. So having an email or a notification where it's sitting in your inbox, oh yeah, they didn't show will be super helpful. So that would be a great thing for us to actually add in to help
I
make our flow work better.
I had a client that didn't really want to log into the system, like, but if they could just click a link and then email, and they could kind of keep updating the status of things that way.
Yeah,
That's another way to it's a way to interact with the system without having to log in too.
yeah, very, very powerful. And if we have any other questions on there, thanks, mate, for dropping that link in there. I'm going to open
You
that
bet.
and I'm going to, oh, just, I'm going to open that and save that one, mate. So we'll have a quick look at that as well. If there's any other questions on the live, if anyone's got any other questions, please drop them in. Otherwise, James, we're going to ask you, we said that we would get up close and personal with James a little bit as well. So thank you so much for the training and the education. But
My pleasure.
yeah, how did you get started with high level? Because like you are definitely one of the tech gurus for high level, and we touched on it earlier. Like AWS was kind of your foray. You're into
Yeah.
ClickFunnels. What sort of brought you into the high level ecosystem on
So,
your journey?
you know, um, I I went to school for information systems. That's kind of where I got some of the software background, and then I was a Java developer. But as I was going through college, I kind of had coded like a website in HTML, and then I kind of used WordPress. WordPress was a lot better, that was pretty cool. And then ClickFunnels came around, and ClickFunnels when I finally figured, oh, like that's how you make money online. You actually make websites that can connect to Stripe and take payments, and before that it was, I guess, eBay that I had, sold things on to make money. Um and so I had, yeah, you mentioned I was a ClickFunnels Dream Car winner. So before I was in High Level, I was with them, and I had there was kind of this shift of like I had friends and stuff that were like kind of leaving ClickFunnels, and some of them were taking their entire audiences over. And I was
Mm,
like, oh my gosh, like how can I do that? Here I am, like been promoting. I'm like an award winner over on ClickFunnels and promoting them, and they're paying my bills. And I was just like, but oh my gosh, like you mean to tell me for $297 a month, I could basically have my own ClickFunnels? I could
yeah,
basically, white label this software. And I thought it was too good to be true. And I actually joined the Facebook group probably a year and just was listening and just like listening to what people were talking about, complaining about, things like that. That was back in 2019. And so it's like I was relatively early to it, but there's definitely many, I definitely don't feel like one of the first. I wasn't like the first. I think when I came on, there was membership sites were just being added. It's amazing how far it's come. I mean, it's just incredible the value that they keep stacking onto it. But yeah,
yeah,
so I was kind of in that world. A lot of my friends had left, and I wasn't loud about it leaving, but I kind of quietly left.
yeah. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Russell
Yeah, I didn't
said,
I wasn't gonna throw rocks, at the other competitor, but I was gonna start my SaaS. And then from the SaaS, I started getting some clients, but then I started making tutorials. And just because you're an expert on the tool doesn't mean you're an expert at selling the tool. So I tend to gravitate more towards tech entrepreneurs, agencies. Like I like interacting more with these kinds of folks, not so much, the end users, if
yeah,
that makes sense. So that's one of the questions is about some of the challenges. Is one of my challenges is like Well, you might not like sales. You might not like the cold calling. You may not, maybe like the tech like just overwhelms you. There's whatever it is, you're going to be stronger in some sort of aspect of it. And the other, that weak, the stuff in the thorn in your side is going to keep on being a problem unless you can hire for that or partner with somebody. And, um, and so, man, I kind of shoot myself in the foot for I just have an issue with talking to people, with talking to strangers, I guess. Trying to I just I have a resistance to selling high level, but I could teach about it. I think
It
I
can
could
be
teach about it
hard.
all day long.
Yeah, it can be hard with those end users like your SMBs and whatever who don't really
Yeah.
understand. They kind of know it's like, yeah, we should do
Yeah.
automation. I could make my life better if I just had a CRM, if I did
Yeah.
even a monthly newsletter, if I had an AI bot. They know all these things. They hear it in the
Yeah.
periphery. It's not really in their mainstream view. They kind of know it's important, but then because they don't understand it, they can be very hard conversations to have sometimes because they want so much education, you know?
Yeah.
And
And even on this call, I was like, "Oh my gosh, do I really want to get into like the custom value and the snapshot
yes.
thing?" Like with the, and, and I was like, I'm gonna like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm probably like, people are dropping off as we speak, but yeah, I mean, I kind of naturally am curious about what the tool can do. So,
Yeah. So
but yeah,
I'm going to roll. Got two questions into one here. So, what advice would you give for anyone getting started? And then, what are your thoughts on affiliate versus SaaS? Because
SaaS,
I'm going to
yeah,
roll both those questions because I know that you do both, right? You've got an
yeah,
affiliate little bronze statue.
yeah. So, how did when I got started, um, I basically had a little business. What you had mentioned a couple of businesses. Basically, going out there and creating like something that's real. You can get lost in watching tutorials, right? But it's more like, hey, I want to do. I need to make a calendar for an event. I need to make an event calendar for myself. Then go watch the tutorial on calendars, right? Having something that I was trying to build, getting stuck, uh, asking questions, pushing the envelope. Well, in truth, I was going to be migrating off of Active Campaign, right? And off of the ClickFunnels. So I was, in a way, trying to recreate what I already had in another system.
Mhm.
And so I'm saying, hey, I can do this in Active Campaign. How do I do this in high level? Right. So building something, and also I think as far as like getting a client or, is being willing to do a first couple clients for really low cost, cheap or free for that testimonial. But man, like the amount of overwhelm it is there for a high level. It's like, how can you keep up? And you really just have to either dedicate time to watching all those update videos, um, or just stay in a narrow focus, right? On not providing the entire system to everybody.
Yeah, I think it's said again and again and again. It's like just focus on one or two things, sell that,
Yeah.
figure that problem out for your client. And I think your advice, this is what I always say to people, because people are always asking, oh, how do I get started? And it's like, well, go and solve a problem for a friendly client. I'm sure everybody knows a friend
Yeah.
who's got their own business,
Friend.
or two friends, or three friends, or a friend who's got a friend that's got a business that you can talk to and just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Could we implement it in your business for free? Let's do a database reactivation for free. Let's set up an automation for appointments for free. Let's set up a chatbot on your website for free. And then
Yeah.
all I want for that is that you will give me a testimonial and a case study of the
Yep.
results. That's all I want. I'm not going to charge you any money. Grab those case studies and then you learn from that as well on what the
Get
challenges
some
were.
confidence.
Get some confidence, exactly, because a lot of the things that you don't even realize will be challenges will be just the implementation, like putting a chat widget on a website for a client, right?
Yeah.
That's easy, isn't it? No, it's not, because you might find out that, okay, they don't even know where their website's hosted. Somebody built it for them
Right.
5 years ago. They haven't got access to their hosting. So your challenge actually takes you 2 weeks to get access to the website and get the chatbot on there. You realize how long that can actually take. Because dropping that snippet of code onto a website is a 2-minute job. but it can take you
Yeah.
2 weeks to complete it, right? So you
Yeah.
understand, you realize navigating those
I think
challenges.
once you get through some of that learning curve, now you start to feel like bring it on, It's like you can make the thing just dance,
Yep.
and do whatever you need to. Circling back to Michael on his question, are trigger links one-time use only per contact? There's a setting on workflows where either you can allow them to re-enter or not. So in theory, I could click that link multiple times. So, so yeah, you can use it multiple times, but I don't know how valuable that would be. But yeah, nothing stopping them from clicking on it multiple times.
Yeah. I guess it would just take the same action again and again, won't it? From whatever the
Yeah.
workflows, wherever it
And then
triggers.
yeah, there's no expiration time. As far as affiliate versus SaaS, so this is good because SaaS, you can charge as much as you want. And, some people are selling it for 497 a month, 797. I was getting started. I was glad to get a 97 or a 197 or 297 a month. But with SaaS, you can sell it as much as you can, right? But from a support standpoint, the support is on you to either do yourself or your internal team, or maybe have a third party team that does the support. And so I would say like it's maybe a little bit more hands on. The affiliate The affiliate is only 40%. So there's three tiers, 97. So you would make $38.80 a month.
Mhm.
297, you make 118.80. And 497 a month, you would make 198.80.
Did
Okay.
you
So
didn't just do those maths in your head, did you?
no, no, no. I know those numbers
Thank God.
because I see the emails. Because I
Okay.
see the email. And those are actually the exact same payouts as ClickFunnels. So I've known those numbers for quite a few years.
Okay.
But the thing, affiliate, if I'm going to affiliate um, for the support standpoint, HighLevel, they can get support from HighLevel, and some of the affiliates, their offer is, I'm going to help you at all HighLevel says is if they click on your link, then you get the credit, right? But some of the best affiliates will provide bonuses, snapshots, trainings, even live one-on-one coaching or group calls, that kind of thing. And so I've done a mix of like I've maybe run some ads. Someone clicks on my ad, they sign up for HighLevel. I've never met the guy. I don't ever talk to him, and I might get those commissions for however long. Other people, they know me from Facebook or YouTube. I'm helping them. They ask me quick questions. I will say it seems like that maybe it's a little bit intensive at front. Like, I'm going to help you get started. Here's some stuff. Here's some help. Maybe they start to get their feet underneath them. And then maybe a month or two down the road, they're good. And it's pretty passive.
Yeah.
Um, and so I will tell you that YouTube, I guess we can transition right into the YouTube question. YouTube is, I do think it's a wonderful skill set, right? To be able to have an idea, create some content around that, to edit that thing, and to think of a catchy title, try and advertise that thing, um, grow a YouTube following. I think it's a great skill set. For me, though, I'm just like, I'm so tired of like, you know, of putting a lot of work in and then seeing like a video just doesn't seem like it does that well, or just not getting that. It's so hard to, it's like losing weight, it's just hard. Like, you know,
Just a little bit at a time.
yeah, and they say, make um, it should be like a lifestyle, right? I just come and I make my videos and, don't really just get in the habit, whether it's successful or not, just keep on
Keep grinding.
exercising, keep on grinding. But that from a motivational standpoint, it's just, I'm tired, you know, and most like my channel's monetized and I've already like I'm a small channel at like 4,000 subscribers, but most people have well given up by that time. And I wanted like a silver play button,
I think
like,
it depends what you're doing it for. So I would say because if you're going for
yeah,
that and you're going for monetization off of YouTube and getting your silver play button
yeah,
and award and stuff like that, that's a journey
yeah,
into monetizing and actually making a business out of it.
yeah,
If your business though isn't YouTube, but you put your business and yourself and your personality and your profile and information about you on
yeah,
YouTube, that's a whole different story because I'm sure you get massive benefits out of it in terms of like leads. People come to you, they've watched a couple of your videos, they know who you
yeah.
are. I know you've got
It's
consulting and
yeah,
stuff like that.
people that have seen, um seen my content, and that's different. Do I want to be a consultant, right? Do I want to be a freelancer? But definitely the channel is how, like, probably got started being able to coach for Josh Nelson in
Yeah.
Seven Figure Agency. How people, saw that I was demonstrating the expertise. That's why I do recommend it. Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna make thousands from YouTube AdSense,
You're not going to
with a
be,
small channel.
you're not Mr. Beast.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like, but you take those same principles from Mr. Beast of like a thumbnail and like, the looking at thumbnail design and titles, and so you kind of study YouTube as well. But yeah, it's yeah,
I think it's the
no,
way you
it's
have to
true.
be. So like our YouTube channel, like we've done a very poor job in terms of like what we do with the content. We've only just started now in terms of even like updating descriptions, trying to
Yeah,
add a thumbnail. We were just putting the
yep.
videos on there as a place to store them because we have these
Store them. Yeah, like
lives every week. Yeah, literally a library.
a
Um,
library of videos.
but
I
what we
was I
see
was guilty of that too for a long time.
Yeah, but what we see is that people still watch them, right? It's not tons. It's
Yeah,
like, 100 hours worth of views a month or something. But that's 100 hours of content that people are actually watching on us, right? For
yeah,
something we're not like we're doing a little bit extra now to try and put a bit more effort into it to try and actually sort of bump that up, make it more
yeah,
valuable. But I kind of had that opinion a little bit at the start when we were doing it. I was like, look, we put a video or a short or whatever. It's like, oh, it's got 10 views. What's the point of that,
exactly,
right? But
exactly.
but that's 10 people that saw you, right? It's 10 people that will see you next
Yeah.
month and another 10.
It's
And it just builds up. And our channel is pretty much doubling in views every month at the moment. It's still low, but it's
yeah.
doubling in views. So we just keep putting it in there. I have a lot of conversations with people when we talk. They say, "Oh yeah, I watched your video on this and I watched that and I saw you talking about
Yeah.
something," or even clients that we've had sort of giving us testimonials and stuff. They'll watch those, or even just they're checking out our product. They'll go to YouTube just to check out and go, "Oh, like, are you legit?" You know?
Yep.
And our videos as well, like they're pretty raw. There's not a lot of editing going on. It's just like Loom video, put it out,
Right.
it's done. The Zoom video, put it out, it's done. I kind of go for the
Yeah.
authentic, get
YouTube
it
can
up
be
thing.
its own his own beat. Yeah. From the descriptions and the thumbnails, and then you got to promote it. And so yeah, I'm kind of that mix of like, I'm trying to be like a YouTuber, but I'm also just kind of like this business person that I know that my audience is kind of small. If High Level's channel is only 40,000 subscribers, how much I can't like if my channel is about High Level, I can't really be much bigger than you know, the original thing. So yeah, it's been hard. Um, but I will say on a personal note that if I go to like the High Level Summit, right, or some of these conferences, that I do have strangers like coming up to me that are are shaking my hand saying thank you, I've watched your stuff, and that's or grab a picture with you. So it's on a small basis, but it's pretty cool to realize that you're reaching people that you haven't really met in person. You
Yeah,
know?
it's a way of marketing that, I mean, YouTube's been around for a while, obviously, but it's just more and
Yeah,
more popular now. It's where people go to search for stuff. That's where they go to check people out, putting your face on it. Like, I think that's been a real key for us is like,
yeah,
um, having a face on it, which is me basically, and people saying, "Oh, you're a real person." They contact me, they DM
yeah,
me, they go, "Oh, there's an actual person behind all this," so they can build some trust at the end of the day, and they know that we're trying to do the best that we can. We've got a great product, all those kind of things, and
yeah,
it's relatable rather than something that's faceless, you know. So I
for
definitely
sure.
think
Yeah,
it's
if I'm you know like in the corporate world, you have like a resume, right?
Mhm.
You have like a 1 page, 2 page at most resume. And if I had a choice between sending a resume and like, hey, here's my YouTube channel with 2 to 3 years and hundreds of tutorials demonstrating what I know how to do and teach, like I look at the YouTube channel as like this living, breathing resume
Yeah,
kind of thing,
absolutely.
you
And it's
know?
good. It's good practice for presenting, talking.
Yeah.
Like I know people that freeze up in any type of presentation. They can't do it. They can't talk and stuff. You just get on here and just go, oh, we're having a chat. I mean, right now, geez, like you're on the other side of the country. Carlos in Costa Rica. Michael's down the road
Yeah.
near the Ram. Um, and Michael Roma. I'm not sure where you are, Michael, as well. But
Florida, is he in Florida? Yeah.
Florida. Okay. Yeah, Michael's in Florida, so it's
Well,
pretty
thank
cool.
you so much for having me, and like I feel like you put me at ease. I feel like you're a good host, dude. I feel like you like I just felt like I was chill, hanging out, not too nervous, you know?
We
So,
try and keep it chill. Like I said, mate, I keep it simple. That's why I just keep with the
yeah.
white. Like we were saying at the start, my setup's very simple. Just got little plug-in
Yeah.
earbuds, nothing complicated. We try and keep it simple, conversational, try and add value to our audience base, and that's all we're trying to really do with this. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing your knowledge about trigger links. So people, if you want to get into that, use some trigger links, pop some custom values in there as well if you want. Do some things with workflows, move your clients through pipelines with trigger links if they click on stuff. Hit James up, the marketing show,
Yeah.
your YouTube channel, the marketing show. I'll make sure that the link gets put somewhere with this
Yeah, I'll
video
put
in the
it here.
comments. We'll pop it in.
Thanks,
Perfect, mate.
Michael. He says that was awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. Yeah, my pleasure. It may not be the most exciting topic, but I wanted to provide just some pure value. I don't really have much, I'm not trying to pitch anything on today's call. I'm just trying to, meet people and help out. And
Mate, you do. You add a ton of value in the high level community, and thank you. Like I said, personally, you've helped me out several times in the community where I've had a problem. I've put it up and said, "Hey, how do you do this?" And you've come in the comments and said,
I
"Hey, this
get
is what you
those.
do."
I get those a lot. I was gonna say that I know we had done a demo, you and me, one with the My CRM Sim, but my phone, but we ought to just have you, we ought to have you come on the marketing show and have you just do a demo. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get an Android phone, but I would be open to having you on again.
Yeah, for sure, mate. We'll hook that up. We'll have a chat about that, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. We'll
Thanks,
tab this one
Carlos,
out.
Michael, two Michaels. All
We'll
right,
see you all next time.
take care, guys.